Hey guys, Brian here, Vega Intelligent Solutions. Happy holidays. I got Ryan here with me. Happy New Year,
Happy New Year, man.
2018.
I can't believe it.
How's everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody doing? It's good to see everybody back again with another stream. We've got some exciting stuff today for you. Are you excited, Ryan?
Yes, I am.
All right, awesome. So, anyway, Amanda, she was out sick. She wasn't feeling too well, unfortunately, but we all send her our very best. Get better soon, Amanda. Yeah, so how was your holiday, Ryan? How'd it go?
It was great. It was great. I got a lump of coal from Santa.
Nice. Well, that's better than
Yeah.
a sock full of crap.
I know, right? I also said Happy New Year too early.
Oh, did you now?
Like
Set your
too
alarm
much
clock a bit early
Yeah.
or whatever there.
Yeah.
So you were kind of like, happy? And everybody looked around.
I was way too excited.
You were that guy that awkwardly did that. Gotcha. But yeah, anyway, not too bad. My New Year was good. I was driving around a bunch of flatlands in Kansas. Bunch of frozen flatlands, like a frozen hell out there. It was like -10
Sounds fun.
below Fahrenheit. And I mean, Jack Frost was twisting me nipples out there. It was not exciting. And then I caught a bit of the winter bug as well. It was like that 24-hour bug that was going around, man. Sick. I was hugging the toilet for about 8 hours. That wasn't fun.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
there's some nasty stuff going around there. But anyway, at the end of the day, it was splendid. I had me a good holiday. Hopefully you got to see some family and friends.
Yes. Same here.
Excellent.
Same here.
Yeah, I got to see some family and friends. Everything went well. How about everybody else? Hope you all had a good holiday. To all of you out there in chat, and thanks for joining again. So anyway, we've been working on the automated trading application for Vega AI, as you know, to provide like some viable information to everyday traders. But recently we redirected a little bit of our focus towards something that we wanted to tap into that's fun, new, and exciting, if you want to say that, on a subject that actually makes pretty much everybody cringe, right, on the word tax, okay? It's like that 3-letter word that's worse than most 4-letter words, I would say.
Might as well be.
Right, you might as well be. I mean, we've been working in the industry for a while now, and we know that a lot of the new tax reforms and some of the government regulations have just been released. We all knew it was coming, right? But we kind of wanted to step out there, get ahead of it. So yeah, I mean, you and I have been working on this for quite a while now, right, Ryan?
Yeah, it's been about 2 or 3 years working on this stuff together.
Working on tax and accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about 6 years for me, and you know the nightmare code behind it.
Yeah, it makes me want to slam my head against the wall.
I mean, I still cringe when I hear the words. So anyway, I just want to go over a simple overview of what we're talking about right now. We've got this new application. And it's indeed a headache for us all when we think about taxes, but this new application is going to try to take that gut-wrenching feeling and try to relieve it just a little bit. So the reality is we all saw new crackdowns coming in cryptocurrency. It's still a bit murky out there, exactly what we all should be doing with our taxes from 2017 going into 2018 is going to be a huge deal, right? So what I want to share with you guys real quick is a little bit of an application we were coming up with. This is called Vega's Reports and Taxes Made Easy. Okay? And what we're doing with it is I'll give you a short little rundown so we can get to some questions and so that Ryan can actually show you how this thing works. So basically you've got the user can easily drag and drop a report CSV file from some of these exchanges. Some of them now, I believe Coinbase is bringing back a 1099K tax form, and we want to make it really nice and simple so you can just drag and drop those in to a web interface or something. And then at that point it calculates it, it creates your short-term and long-term calculations of gains and losses, and it creates two things. It creates the CSV file for just like a ledger of gains and losses, right, to calculate that into a nice little spreadsheet, and it also creates your government form. And in this case, it's the Schedule D form for those in the U.S. Once that's done, it generates those forms for download to the user, and you got your happy little guy down there that says, "Thanks, Vega." So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it with Ryan. If there's no questions, and show us how this thing works. Drive this thing home for us.
Sure. Let's start. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see it now, I believe. A little bit.
So, what
you
you see
the
here?
banner here. There we go.
What you see here is just a basic CSV file with information related to transactions. In this case, I have a couple of samples for Polonix. I have two buy transactions and one sold transaction.
Okay.
So I'm about to show you the drag and drop feature.
Okay. Let's take a look at that.
So we're working on a web interface to make it easy for the user. You can select a single file or you can drag the file. I'm going to demonstrate the drag. Process file. So what you see here is just a summary view of your transactions, of your raw transactions.
Okay, so that
and
just
then,
updated on the fly.
Yes.
Okay.
And
cool.
then what you see here is an estimated short-term tax. So any sell transactions that you do during the year, say for 2017, they're taxed at a 28% rate. So this is just a summary, because when I actually map it into a PDF, or the PDF 8949, they don't actually tell you everything that you need to know.
Right.
It only lists like the short-term gain. So here, this is just a utility to show you, what your estimate would be when you actually submit your form to the IRS.
Okay.
Make
Hold on
sense?
1 second.
Sure.
You've frozen again.
Can you still hear me though?
We can still hear you.
It's cold outside, so.
I think that the screen is frozen as well. Is everybody else seeing that? Oh no, it hasn't. Okay. How about this? We've been having issues. Listen, Skype, man.
Don't use Skype.
Don't use it. I'm pretty sure Microsoft doesn't even use it. Anyway,
we're learning that's the hard way. But as long as you can still see my screen.
Yeah, we can still see it. So we'll just take the video off for now.
Sure. So what you see is from the CSV here, 3 transactions displayed here, and then just like a summary, like for your short-term taxes. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you basic download of the CSV file, or like the target CSV file.
Uh-huh.
So I click click on Get Tax Docs. Overwrite.
Playing a little EVE Online, huh?
All right, so if you notice, this is the file that I downloaded to my desktop. It has the cell transaction, short term, my gains and losses without the 28% tax rate applied, right?
Right.
Okay, so this is just an example. Like I acquired it yesterday or on the 30th and sold it the next day. Okay.
Somebody said death to Goon Squad, Bob for life.
All right, so
anyway,
so basically this is like a raw file that a user can use.
So,
and then
so this breaks everything out that we would see into the government form, which is the 8949. So let's jump to that and show them what we generated there.
So it's basically a mapping from this raw file
to
the PDF.
I gotta like lower my head over here. Okay.
I can make it smaller here, but you'll see this form has this chart or this table that they want you to
go
fill
up
in.
Just a little bit there. There we go.
Sure. So the description is, it can be pretty much anything, but in this case, it's I bought 1 Bitcoin on 12/30/2017. I sold it on the 31st.
Right.
That day, the price was 16,175.
Okay.
The cost basis is actually the cost of what I bought it at on the 30th.
Okay.
So we're using the first in last out method. It's a standard method, but there are other methods that we do.
I mean, there's first in, first out, first in, last out. There's multiple ones that usually, if you file it that way, your accountant's going to come to you and say, well, how do you want to file this? And you use that method specifically. So,
what you see here is short-term loss.
Right. And short-term being this year, long-term being earlier than that roll over. Right.
So, there's a lot that we can do with it. A lot of users are going to have more than these 20 transactions, but the IRS wants you to create like 1 PDF per 20.
Right. So and actually, you're going to have guys, people out there, traders are going to have, hundreds of transactions, if not maybe thousands. So doing something like this is very tedious, and to have something that lays this out is very promising.
So the next step is I can show you the actual method that
let's see a little bit of the code and see how exactly this works.
I'm going to move a little fast.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I have this method, create IRS form. I have a source PDF and a target. I am currently using Pi PDF2.
Okay.
So I had to poke around in the object to see exactly how it works, because there is no documentation on how to map to 8949.
Yeah, actually, it's a bit tricky, right?
So basically, it follows a pattern. So the first record, as an example, is this F1 index 3. So I'm mapping the volume and the coin.
Okay.
And then the next index is 4, and so forth. So if I had another record, like for the next row, this index would actually be F111. So I built it already to handle the next transaction.
Right. So basically, this is just how it's writing out to
Right.
the government form. Now,
Right.
for actually doing the calculations, we're just simply using some algorithms with a very easy to use service.
So
Correct? Our service.
yeah. For this method is really like an export method. So everything has already been calculated by the time it gets here.
Okay.
Um, so that's the gist of it.
Cool.
I have a source PDF and a target PDF. I add the page. I add the fields related to that page, and this method takes care of it. When I'm done, I write to it and I close it.
Right.
It's pretty straightforward.
Awesome. I mean, yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's that's
to me, anyway.
cool to see. There's so much more that we can do with this because there's so much still out there. You know, there's different
Right.
methods of being able to claim those taxes, and it's as much as we don't want to. We know that all these things are coming, and we want something that's simple to use. But we also want to give people just a general ledger of being able to manage their own portfolio and transactions. And we're doing that on top of, you know, going ahead and creating a rough draft for them on their government forms, which is cool.
So, you know, we just have some minor loose ends on the
right.
map.
There's a lot of enhancements and things we can clean up. We can make it look better, you know, make it look all pretty. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest problems, as I said, is some of these exchanges aren't providing these tools for us. You know, we know that Coinbase is doing the 1099K, but you know, I've gone out there on many of these exchanges, and they're giving a CSV file for the most part.
Right.
Some of them, like Poloniex is probably the best looking one, where they actually have API services that we can automate into and go ahead and grab those transactions.
But they're lazy and they don't have the actual PDF because that's the hard part.
Right. So generating the actual tax form for people is the difficult part, and we're doing that for them. And we're doing this out of goodwill, and for free. I mean, that's the difference here. Is we put this together in about 3 days? What we have so far,
roughly
about 3 to 4 days, and just because we wanted to tap into something like this, but to offer this back to our Vega community for free, I think would be a really cool thing. So anyway, always looking here at Vega for different avenues that we can take with creating solutions for you all. So yeah, what's next for us? Basically, we're still networking with organizations and individuals. We'll get our code out there into a repository. He said make FIFO is standard. Yeah, absolutely. And make an Android iOS app. Absolutely. That's definitely something that we need to start delivering back to our community. Is to provide these. So we'll get this into a GitHub. We'll get this out there, and we'll start actually publishing this on a production level very soon. I mean, we can throw this together in 3 to 4 days. Think, you know, what we can do within the next month. So as I'm saying, we've got about 5-6 days left on our crowdfund. Less than a week. So if you want to get involved now, this is a great time to get involved. Lots of code to release to you guys. There's still a chance to finish strong right here, and anything is still possible. I just want to let you guys know that we've got our hopes up. Don't let your dreams be dreams, okay? Don't let your dreams be dreams. You know, we've got a lot of cool stuff that we want to deliver to you guys. We want to keep this going. So get involved. January 7th is the end date for our ICO. Check us out in our description. We've got Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Medium, Bitcoin Talk. Just do it. Exactly. Just do it, baby. So anyway, Ryan, last words, my friend.
Have a great week.
Have a great. Jeez.
Have a great night.
You did get a lump, you did get a lump of coal for Christmas Day. Oh man.
It's great to show everyone the code and
yeah, absolutely, man.
keep moving, and
it's been fun. It's been a roller coaster ride, guys. Anyway, closing out. Love you guys. Love the community. Thank you all for the support. We've got some memes probably coming in here soon from the community. Good things happening over here at Vega. We're still gonna finish strong. Believe in us, and we will not let you down. We will deliver. So, thanks guys for checking out the stream. I know it was short and kind of late notice, but we got another one coming before we end the ICO and following weeks on a week to bi-weekly schedule for streams, guys. So, cool stuff. Thank you all again for joining. Appreciate you. I'm Brian from Vega, and you all have a good night and Happy New Year.